Welcome back to another reaction to the Holy Grail of Eris, episode 3. Last time we discovered a couple more points. We don't really know exactly what is going on, but there seems to be some secret organization that works together. We have uncovered quite a bit, but we are still missing a lot of pieces. So hopefully we get some more right now.
エミリアが言っていたのはきっとジョン・ドゥ伯爵の夜会のことね。
Right. He was speaking in some kind of code about the Holy Grail of Eris. We also saw the spell being used at the end, and some kind of little flask being exchanged.
ジョン・ドゥ？誰でもない七種という意味。貴族たちが仮面で素顔を隠して集う秘密の舞踏会よ。でも、どうしてそんな夜会に？情報を集めるのにうってつけだと考えたのかもしれないわね。あそこは神を神とも思わぬゲスだらけだから。なるほど。それなら仮面が必要になるわね。
Is it gonna be in bunny mask?
うちへ忍び込むわよ、コンスタンス。カスティエル家？私、あの夜会の常連だったの。かつての私と同じ仮面をつけていれば、事情を知る人間が声をかけてくるかもしれないでしょ。でも、それに、これはお前にとってもいい機会なのよ。どういう意味ですか？バカね、借金返済に決まっているでしょ。夜会に来る連中はゲスな秘密を持つ
Okay.
ろくでなしばかり。弱みを握ってお金を巻き上げてやるのよ。そんな無茶な。
Fair enough.
いえ、わかりました。今まではわからなかった。汝誠実たれ。それが正しいことだと信じてきたけれど、お父様は騙され、私だって
We never heard about your father being tricked, right? Only that he has a bunch of debt.
カメラに誠実なだけじゃ何も解決しない。だったら私は悪女にだってなってやる。だから行きます、カスティール家。面白いじゃない。あの誠実のグレイルが誠実を捨てるなんて。
I mean, as long as it gets her to her goal, why not? It's also, you know, if you are the only one playing by the rules and everyone else is cheating, I mean, it's nice that you have the moral high ground. You still lost. So, I don't know.
今回もうまく潜入できたのはいいのだけど、広すぎる。
Yeah, back to Letty.
お前、何をして？
It's not the same guy, right? Not the same dude again. Okay.
スカーレット様。
聞いているのか？
衣装室へ行く途中でして、すみません、失礼します。
おい、待て。バカなのか、お前は。衣装室は反対だ。
ありがとうございます。
So Scarlet likes him?
お兄様。
Oh. Brocon? You have like night sky like hair and he has like sunshine hair, which is interesting.
似てないでしょ。むしろ似てません？は？上から目線な態度とか、当然のようにお前っていうところとか、それにすぐバカっていうところとか。 そんなこと初めて言われたわ。
そうなんですか？
だって母親も違うのよ。コンスタンス、聖艦のコーネリアは知っているかしら？
はい。隣国ファリスがまだ巨大な帝国だった頃、滅亡していった時代の最後の工場でしたよね。
ええ、その通りよ。当時のファリス帝国では侵略した国の王族たちと婚姻を結び、それらの国を支配する政策が進められてい
The good old Habsburg
たの。
version.
そんな中、時の皇帝の子息がある令状と駆け落ちし、一人の娘が生まれた。聖艦のコーネリア、星の数ほどの属国の王冠をいただく血筋に加え、帝国の皇位継承権を持つ者として、彼女はそう呼ばれた。
私たちのアデルバイドも当時はその帝国の一部だったんですよね。
そうね。やがて属国の反乱で帝国が滅亡する最中、彼女は中立国のソルディタにいたおかげで難を逃れたそうよ。時は流れ、ソルディタの片田舎にね、聖艦のコーネリアの血を引くと言われ
And you are her daughter, I assume. Why did the empire fall? Because the vassal states rebelled, but why? Most of the time there has to be a reason. Because if you are under one rule, but you don't, you are not getting treated bad, there's no real reason to revolt, is there? Unless you want to act you're alone. But the problem is, yes, you have to listen more or less to what the person in charge is saying, but you also have the protection, which does count for quite a bit, I would say.
た娘がいたのですって。冠なきアリエノール、それが私の母親よ。
だとしたらスカーレット様は今は亡きファリス帝国の皇族の血を。
Maybe one more reason to get rid of her.
話はおしまい。
That is why she maybe got framed. Because if she was able to marry the prince, which seems to be what was going to happen, she may have claimed all these countries again because of her heritage. I see. Definitely a motive, potentially. She seems to be very... She likes her brother. Or she at least feels bad for her brother, maybe because of her... I mean, her reputation probably damaged the house quite a bit. So maybe that is what is going on, why she looked at her brother that way. Maybe she always had a good relationship with him. Many potential things could happen here.
仮面はその甲冑の中よ。
はい。
Why? I see. So we are going to this ball. She's going to have this mask. Her Scarlet's brother is going to attend the ball as well, right? Old Montrose residency.
招待状は
ジョン・ドゥ伯爵の帽子の中に。
ようこそ招かれざる客人よ。
Welcome, uninvited guests.
これがジョン・ドゥ。
I don't like this at all already. So this was the invitation that the girl at the end gave us. By saying this phrase, we get let in without being invited. It's more or less everyone can bring or everyone can invite someone else with this phrase. And they then can be slowly initiated and be a mainstay, depending how they behave. But I don't like this whole smoke. I always feel like in these situations it would make the most sense to have some kind of smell or herb going around that removes inhibitions on people to have a far better party. Maybe get some discriminating stuff against them. Not discriminating, incriminating. Same difference. Because they behave a certain way, maybe?
伯爵の夜会
They look far too young. What?
結構なご趣味ですこと。なんでもないわ。早く主催者に会いに行くわよ。
I mean, she's
や
going
っぱり
to...
今回はデボラの持ち回りだったのね。
Oh, that is why we got invited. No. Here's the problem with names. This is not the same woman, right? As last time. That we met outside. Because she's going to have a different reaction to the mask, I feel like.
あなた、お名前は？
エリスとお呼びください
Interesting. Interesting. Eris was the goddess that played around, and Scarlet used Eris, the name, to play around at night. Now she's here calling herself the same name with the same mask. People are going to call her a reincarnation of Scarlet. Which is probably the point.
10年前も同じ名前の方がいらしたのよ。でもその方うっかり者でね、あっという間に首と胴が分かれてしまったの。あなたのその首はきちんとつながっていらっしゃるのかしら？よく食べられるわね。
Again, I would trust nothing here. Everything here is drugged, aphrodisiac, whatever.
ずっと緊張していたのであこれも美味しそう甘い匂い
あら懐かしい。ジェーンだわ。
ジェーン
Jane Doe.
誰なんだろう
エリス城とおっしゃいました
Alien?
か
You don't hide anything with that mask.
完全にハームズワース爵だ
失礼今宵は真実の姿を仮面で隠す秘密の宴私のことは月隠れのハムとお呼びください
だから隠れてませんって
この葉を隠すなら森にとは昔からの格言です
Okay.
が今宵はどんな富木を持ち込んだのやらあなた様もそう思われるでしょう
I feel like something is going down. He was talking about hide a tree in a forest, but what rotten wood? So I'm assuming there's some kind of spy here today?
逃げろ憲兵の摘発だ
あの子たちやっ
Okay.
ぱりそうだったのね。あの成金豚が言っていたでしょ。この葉がどうのって。 この宴自体が人身売買の隠れ蓑にされたんだわ。
Oh. That feels stupid. Maybe. I feel like you wouldn't do human trafficking here. I feel like you would. You could do the deal here, but you would do the exchange somewhere else. I feel like.
おしゃべりはおしまい。早く逃げるわよ。何をしているの？急いで。でも
誰も助けてくれない。誰も。
There's this sincerity again.
コンスタンス。
And this is Jane. But she's not bleeding because she bumped into you. This feels like a setup again.
この人さっ
I also remember her.
きのヒレスミ。
巻き込まれるわよ。いいからそんな女捨ておきなさい。
スカーレット。
ごめん、ほっとけない。このバカ子に捕まったらそれで終わりなんだから。たとえお前が何もしていなくたってあっという間に処刑されちゃうんだから。ごめんね。
I like that a little bit. Even if you have done nothing wrong, they will put you to death before you know it, because this is what happened to her. It is not going to be what happened to Constance. Now, why did she get injured on her wrist? Is she trying to die?
ごめんね。謝るくらいなら早く逃げなさいよ。
貴様何をしている？
何をしているかですって。それはこちらのセリフよ、このゲロ。
She seems to be a lot more attached to Constance. Maybe it's for herself, because this is her way to get revenge, and potentially only way to get revenge. Maybe there is something more going on. Maybe she is getting slowly but surely attached to Constance.
貴様は一体何なのだ？
丸腰の令状相手にバッ
So now we have, it could be the guy from last time. It could also be the brother of Scarlet. I'm assuming it's the ex-husband of Scarlet's friend, whose name I totally forgot already.
弟は穏やかではないな。
アルスター
しかしこいつは怪しげな術を。
それは怪我人の救助より優先すべきことなのか、ゲオルグ・ガイナ。
Right. It sounded like he was marrying up. So he may not be, the position he's in, he may not be what other people think he deserves, even though he does a good job. But he may not have the pedigree to be in this position normally, and only got that because he was marrying someone who was a noble, and therefore he got put in this position. I'm assuming. That is why the other guy is seemingly unhappy with him.
また君か、コンスタンス・グレイル。
What do you mean? I'm Eris. Ooh. No? Okay. It was worth a try.
念のために聞くが、人身売買に関わって。
Yes? Who would ask? Yeah, who would answer
って
yes?
いたか。そうだろうな。ならば君を拘束する理由はない。が、偶然も3度続けば必然だ。そろそろ腹を割って事情を話してくれないか。
スカーレット。
Hmm. He doesn't like it.
お金を巻き上げてやるのよ。
アルスター教の成果はルシリア公爵家、カスティール家と被験する大貴族。
Oh, never mind then. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I was wrong. He was born to the house of Richelieu, which is great nobles on par with the Castiels. That is why she doesn't like him. Okay.
と被験する大貴族。それなら
In that case, this may be a useful partnership.
しませんか。
ああ。確かグレイル家には借金があったな。
It's not necessarily money she needs. Money she can get otherwise. But you are in a strong position. You are from a good noble house. Your support may be needed in the future. The problem is the information that Grail has, or Constance, is dangerous. She doesn't know if he is involved. This is like a high risk, high return. She could come clean to him, get him on her side, and have a good ally. Or she could tell him everything. He's in on it, and now she has a big enemy she needs to survive. So, high risk, high return.
情報が欲しいなら金を出せと。
これ
そういうことか。
Again, I would not take money from him. There are other people you could please for money. Not that many people that you could get on your side that may be helpful in this whole investigation.
はい。
まあ別に構わないが。コンスタンス・グレイル、醜聞を追う覚悟はあるか。
Are you willing to suffer scandal? So he's like, okay, no problem. We can make a deal. What he's most likely going to propose is that they marry, which would be somewhat of a scandal because her marriage she is more or less untouched in the marriage department because the dude was the one responsible for the marriage falling through. He may be seen as having bad luck, maybe. He, on the other hand, is the Duke of Death or whatever. His fiance or wife died. He may be more marred in the marriage department. So he's the one that is producing the scandals. She still has the opportunity to get with someone else. But it would be very beneficial. The debt would most likely be cleared. She would have a good ally.
私は誠実を捨てたんだ。どんなことだって受け入れてみせる。そんなの今更です。
そうか。ならば一番手っ取り早いのは婚約だな。
望むところです。
How about you listen, internalize that answer?
よし、それでいこ
Too late.
う。婚約。
I mean, he's right. He's right. You should not forget. Let's say he pays off her debt. People are going to question why. Why are you doing that? Why are you paying off her debt? You are not even married. You are not even the same family. You are not friends. So being engaged, this would explain everything. No one would question you paying off the debt. Someone would question you meeting one another often. It would be the quickest way.
それでは婚約の先生を。
ああ、
Someone had a bad day, I guess.
よろしく頼む。
それでは、あなた方に神のご加護がありますように。
どうしてこうなった？
ああもうだからこの男苦手なのよ。
So she was in a similar position. Interesting. Most likely not with the engagement, but she was saying something, maybe trying something, but he seems also very sincere.
これでグレイル家の借金は消せるし、俺は君を監視する名目がつく。もちろんしばらくしたら婚約は解消してくれて構わない。
でもいいんですか？この婚約、閣下の側にあまり利点がないような。
子供じみた本音を言ってしまえば、結婚したくない。
でも一度は結婚されていたはず。
Because he doesn't want a new wife.
2年前に亡くなったリリー・オーラミュンデ様と。
まあ婚約者がいれば何かと虫除けになるのでな。つまり俺としても利点しかないということだ。では本題に入らせてもらう。なるほど。亡霊となったスカーレット・カスティエルの冤罪を晴らしてやりたいと。
お前いくらなんでも喋りすぎじゃなくて。
確かに口頭無形な話だ。だが作り話にしては筋が通っている。それに時折君が見せる顔はスカーレット・カスティエルによく似ている。まるで本人だと思うほどに。彼女の冤罪を晴らしたいというなら好きにしたらいい。個人とはいえ他人を助けたいという志は立派だ。
それはどうも。
何の例だ？それよりまだ隠していることはないか？
ダメよ。
ありません。
そうか。
We don't know. That is a big problem. Is he on our side or not? This story is going to evolve in a direction where you are going to have to tell him at one point. But maybe not yet.
閣下。
コンスタンス・グレイル、いやグレイル城、今後のために忠告しておく。
Don't go into bars with human trafficking.
君はその
You're bad at lying?
少々嘘が下手くそだ。
それでお前はこれからどうするの？
どうするって。
どうせもう私を手伝うつもりはないんでしょ？
なんで？
だってもう借金の心配は。
Wasn't really why she was helping you, I believe. Also, there's this little problem of having an obnoxious ghost at my side for the rest of my life. If I don't help you, you know? Would be a little bit obnoxious.
何笑っているのよ。
ねえスカーレット、私ね、自分ではどうしようもなくなった時、いつも仕方ないんだって諦めてた。でも心の中でいつも叫んでたの。誰か助けてって。そしたらね。
いいわよ、助けてあげる。
よく考えたらまだ一度も言ってなかったね。助けてくれてありがとう。だから今度は私が助ければ。でしょ？
バカ子に。
So I guess this is where Ulster works, Royal Security Force. I do wonder if she never had a real friend. It feels like that.
ガイナの野郎使えねえんだけど。
どうした？
旧モントロース邸で人身売買を摘発しただろ。そん時の奴隷商が獄中で服毒死。
Yeah. Straight up, someone is working with the people responsible in your group.
しやがったんだよ。奴らはすぐ自害するから縛り上げとくのが基本だってのに。
Yeah, and why is he not doing that? Because he's in on it. Simple.
カイル、首謀者に太陽の入れ墨は？
ケツの穴まで調べたけどなかったぜ。
Why though?
となると、例の組織、ダイグガルスとは関係なしか。それとも単なる捨て駒か？
ま、後者だろうな。これでこの一件は洗い直しか。そういや、また現場に例の子いたな。コンスタンス・グレイル。どうする？任意で聴取するか？
Nah.
その必要はない。
もう聴取したのか？
いや、婚約したんだ。
He doesn't explain anything. Oh yeah, she was on the scene. Yeah, should we bring her in? Nah, don't need to. Oh, you already questioned her? Nah, we got engaged. I feel like I missed some parts between being engaged and questioning her.
は？
明日、彼女とエルバイト離宮に行ってくる。昼過ぎには戻れると思うが。
待て待て待て！誰が誰と？
もちろん俺とコンスタンス・グレイルだ。
So, what is this villa for?
はい。閣下から友人に会ってほしいって頼まれたけど、まさか。
The Crown Prince. Enrique Albaid.
王太子殿下だったなんて。それにスカーレットにとっては婚約を破棄された相手。
The one that is most likely the mastermind behind everything.
遅くなってごめんね。うわ、意外。素朴、かわいい。かわいい。あれ褒めてないわよ。
そうなの？
あなたコンスタンスっていうのよね。コニーって呼んでいい？
もちろんです。
じゃあ私のことはセスって呼んで。
Also no.
それはさすがに恐れ多いと言いますか。
おろ、私だって生まれは子爵の家よ。
そんなこと言われ。
Guess what? The king was born a prince at some point. I'm not going to call him prince.
でも
そうだ。今度一緒にお茶でもいかがかし
No. Don't trust her.
ら。ね、いいでしょ、コニー。
はい。
この人ね、怖そうに見えて実際本当に怖いんだけど、根は悪い人じゃないの。だから愛想つかさないであげてね。
いや、その。怖い、超怖い。
うわ、すごいか。
It feels like he doesn't like her.
どうしよう、こっちも怖い。
Maybe he can see through her facade?
あれ？
It didn't look like Scarlet saw her as an enemy, which is strange. It looked more like he didn't really care about her, so maybe someone else is responsible? And she's just a stupid princess?
リーも意地悪よね。わざわざ私が公務を外せない日を指定するなんて。でも 珍しくあんたの嫌がる顔が見られたから許してあげる。
Oh, maybe she is responsible.
私、これより南方からの賓客を出迎える手はずになっておりますの。たとえ瞬きほどの仰せでも、お二人にお会いできて光栄でございました。
I'm assuming that Oyster, he sees the bad parts. Meanwhile, the prince is ignoring it for some reason.
またね、コニー。
冷たい。
相変わらず人を食ったような女だ。
まあここは私に免じて見逃してやってくれ。
話は変わるが、ファリスの使者から連絡はあったのか？
ファリスか。
Faris, huh? You know, whose granddaughter you had at some point as potential fiance. I don't really know if he was supposed to marry Scarlet or not.
彼らは傲慢だよ。立派なのは歴史だけ。内実は火の車だという噂もあながち間違いではないのだろうな。
But okay, let's say that is the case. How did they survive until now? They had to have something going for them. They were able to conquer other countries. You can't do that without money, resources, manpower.
セシリア妃殿下がエンリケ殿下と出会ったとされるのはまだスカーレットと婚約していた時のはず。
Oh, he was engaged,
だ
okay.
から悲劇が生まれてしまったのかと思っていたけど。ねえスカーレット、なんでセシリア様のことが嫌いになったの？
Because she is a two-tongued snake?
違うわよ、逆。最初に嫌ってきたのはあの女の方。
そうなの？
それに特別私だけを嫌っていたわけじゃない。いえ、嫌うとは少し違うわね。あの目、視界に入る人間すべてに向けられた敵意。強いて言うなら憎悪。
So she doesn't like anyone who upstages her, I guess.
だとしたらあの二人の間に真実の愛はないということ？
No.
迷子かな？お嬢さん。
The king?
エルンスと陛下よ。
国王陛下？
He doesn't look good. Why is he so thin? I don't know if that is just how they wanted to portray him or if he's really sick or thin, malnourished.
君がグレイル家のご息女だね。はい。あのスカーレット・カスティエルの再来と聞いていたが、こんな可愛らしいお嬢さんだったとは。
Meaning Scarlet was not a charming lady? I feel like she was.
知っているかね？我が国のスミレは総じて赤みが強い。それにはこんな伝説があるそうだ。アデルバイドのスミレに宿る精霊は粗骨者で、豪華に苛まれる死者に近づきすぎて焼けただれてしまった。君はどう思う？
What a fun story.
おどきなさい、コニー。
So the king is testing her. Probably like he tested Scarlet. I have to imagine that the king does not like Cecilia either. Because he can see that she may only be there for the rank. And she's trying to get rid of everyone that is close in beauty to her or whatever, which can't be healthy for the kingdom.
そうですわね。もしかしたら花の精は死者を救おうとしたのかもしれませんわ。
ほう、その根拠は。
やましいことがあればあんなにずぶとく咲き誇っていられませんでしょ。
なるほど、似ているな。
あら、ご冗談を。スカーレット・カスティールならきっとこう言うでしょう。
野草の事情など私の知ったことではございません。
確かにあの子が言いそうだ。
この人はスカーレットの何を知っているんだろう。
I do wonder. Again, I mean, someone had to make the engagement, so I'm assuming that was the king who made the initial engagement between Scarlet and the prince. He probably also knows more about what happened to Scarlet, or more about the behind the scenes, that it was pretty flimsy, the whole situation. But I feel like he has to dislike Cecilia. He's a king. He has the experience. He most likely sees through her outside and sees that she may not be the most healthy choice for the kingdom. But he doesn't really have any alternatives, maybe. I also could see him being poisoned by Cecilia. For someone to get the crown prince on the throne. Cecilia is the queen. Cecilia can then take over slowly but surely, maybe poison the crown prince, take over as the queen regent. I could see that happening. I don't know if that the style is the sunken face is because they wanted to showcase like this, or if that is because he's sickly.